Hello everyone, welcome back. Apologies, it's been a while since I uploaded a video. I just had a lot going on, and part of that was I was trying to see how I can improve the quality of my videos because if I'm going to do this long term, I have to find ways to always improve each and every video that I put out there, not just for myself but also for those that are watching my videos. So I spent a lot of time researching maybe if I could improve better graphics or better um, audio quality and so on and so forth. So that is why I've decided to just take a break for 2 or 3 days while I come up with better ways to improve my videos. So let's just jump right into what I was what we're going to do today. I just thought I should give you guys a rundown of what was going on and why I took quite some time to upload this video. So today, what we're going to do is that we're going to work on the difficulty setting. So in the last video, we removed the difficulty setting because there was no point having it where you could increase the difficulty. I thought it would make sense to make it dynamic. So maybe after winning like 2 or 3 rounds, it increases the difficulty and so on and so forth. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to implement a system whereby if you win a round or if you win 3 rounds, it increases the number of pictures that it's not number of pictures, the number of shapes that show by one. So if you win 3 rounds, it shows 4 pictures. If you win another three, it shows 5 pictures. Yeah, so it increases the pictures or the shapes by one. And if you lose your lives 3 times, it goes back to the beginning. So it's kind of like you have to be careful not to lose your streak. But it's quite a long process, so I probably have to break this video into 2 parts. So let's start by going to our main here. So first of all, we are going to create 2 variables that will hold 2 data. One will hold the number of times that we've won a round, and one will hold the number of times that we lose a round. So we can call it var let's say consec wins equals to 0, and create another one for losses, var loss count equals to 0. Good. So one will hold our wins and one will hold our losses, so we can track them. Good. So next, now we come to our generate sequence length. So this is where we put in our algorithm or our code that would determine how many shapes would show based on how many times we win. So we might have to do a lot of changes here. First off, we would let's say we want to start with 3 shapes first. So let's say var base length would be equal to 3. So instead of setting the length here, which is 4, the length will always be dynamic. So you don't need to hard code it to 4 here. So let's remove 4, and we don't also need this length. Good. And okay, we'll also remove the 4 here, and I think that's the only place where there's 4. Yeah, good. So now the base length will always be 3, and then we have to tell it by how many times should it increase the length of the sequence. So 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on and so forth. So let's call it var sequence sequence length. It would be equals to the base length plus the number of consecutive wins. So this would increase the sequence length based on the wins. Then, as usual, I always love to add checks. So to make sure that each time we start the game, it always starts with three shapes. So let's just call it sequence length would always be, the max would always be 3. Sequence length, and then it will take the value of 3. So this is just like a check, especially with Godot. You need to do a lot of checks to make sure that everything works according to plan. Good. So now that we have this code here, we no longer need this because they do the same, they have the same purpose. So let's just remove this. They are both just checks. Then we can change what's wrong. Okay, here we can change it to, instead of length, we'll just change it to sequence length. Good. Exactly. So next now, regarding this code, there's a reason why I didn't clean it at first, because I wanted to explain what it does. So as you know, we only have 4 images for now, and we want to write our code in a way that the images increase by 1 each time you win a round, or you win 3 times. But we only have 4 pictures, so it's limited. So we have to write the code in a way that, okay, if you have exhausted all 4 pictures, you can go back and reuse some images. Yeah. So this will not allow our code to do that, so we have to remove it. Then we would use a range function. So what we want is that we don't want it to use the same image twice. If not, you get confused on which image is the actual the one that you're supposed to be focusing on. So if it uses like a box, it won't use box again. So it will be like box, triangle, star, triangle, star. So it won't be the same shape consecutively. So for that, we can use a range. So let's go with for using a for loop. So for I in range using the sequence length. Now we'll use the formula that there was a formula that we used before to select our to generate our sequence, which was so we just paste that there. Let's just call it new shape. Will be equal to the shuffle shape. If you remember it, I think it's in the first or third video, but let's use it for now. Rand I percentage shuffled shapes dot size. So basically what this does is that it picks, the simple version is that it picks a random shape. That's all. It just picks a random shape based on the shuffled shape size. So you have 4 images and it picks a random image based on those 4 images. That's all it does. So next now we want to write our code that would avoid direct duplicates. So let's say while the shape sequence size is greater than 0, which is we have something inside the shape sequence, and the shape sequence dot size -1 equal to new shape. So I know that you are a little confused, but let me just explain what this does. This while loop, it checks for 2 things: as long as the shape sequence is not empty, and as long as the previous shape is not the same as the new shape. And if you remember, we take the new shape, where is it? We take the new shape as the new sequence that is generated randomly. So as long as it's not the same as the previous one, then you are allowed to use it. As you can see from this place, so we have a variable called new shape that takes in a random, this is a random shape. What I said before, this code randomizes the shapes. Now as long as the previous shape is not the same as the next shape in the new shape list, then you are allowed to use it. So let's write in our code. As long as that is true, then the new shape would be equal to the new randomized shape. So new shape can be equal to the shuffled shapes. Same code that we used to randomize the shapes. Shuffle shapes dot size. Good. Then after you're done with that, you should append this new shape into, well, you should append the shape sequence into the new shape, if that makes sense. So once you're done with everything, take that new shape sequence that you have now, put it in the shape, and then show it inside the screen. Yeah. So yeah, I know it looks quite complicated, but it took a lot of research and searching to find the formula that I can use for that. I'm sure there are much shorter and easier ways, but this is what I could find, and probably or hopefully in the future we'll search for something that is much more simpler, should I say, or easier to understand. Good. So let's save it. All right, so next now we want to make use of our consecutive wins. So what should happen that would increase the number of our consecutive wins? If you look up here, our consecutive wins is 0. So something should happen that would increase our consecutive wins, which would be if we win a round. So let's go to our, where is it? Our check player sequence. So if the player sequence is equal to the shape sequence, you win. After you win, we should also increase our consecutive sequence by 1. That's all. Let's save that. Good. Now that we have coded in our consecutive wins, we also have to code in our loss. Good. So as usual, we'll just use a function. Let's use a function to make it easier for us to understand. So we'll have a function called, let's say, reset consec wins. Good. So when this function is called, consec wins goes back to 0. Then we'll create another function that would check the loss. So if our loss is greater than or equals to 3, everything should be reset. So let's just call it check loss. Check loss streak. Let's use names that we would remember what they actually represent. Good. So let's say our loss count will be plus equal to 1. Then if the loss count is greater than or equals to 3, then it should be game over. And then after game over, I want you to reset the wins to back to 0. Else, if it's not true, just reset the game. Let's save it. Good. So I think that's about right. Let's just look at everything. Hopefully there's nowhere that we have to declare our consecutive wins or losses. Let's see. Let's check this generate sequence. So it takes in a base length of 3. It randomizes the shape based on 3 shuffle shapes. It duplicates it. It shuffles it and it should also clear it, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So the let's add this shape sequence dot clear. Good. Good. So I guess this is self-explanatory. After you're done with everything, you clear the shape sequence and then wait for the next round. If not, it just keeps on storing the previous shape that it has generated, and it's not good for your memory. So just clear it before you do any other thing. And yeah, so let's save it. Let's play it and see what we get. Okay, you know what? Let's stop it for now. So 3 might be a bit much for now, but I just want to test and see. Uh, let's use one round. So after one win, it should increase the number of shapes. I don't want to have to wait 3 times before I see if the shape actually changes. So let's play it and see. So circle, star, box. This is circle, star, box. Okay. Box, circle, star, triangle. Box, circle, star. Uh oh, lost. Triangle, box, star, box. Triangle, box, star. Okay, okay. So we can see that it's only taking in 3 inputs. Let's try again and see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So it's just taking in 3 inputs, regardless of how many shapes are being shown. So let's fix that. Okay, let's see. Let's start from the beginning. Extends no 2D. Everything is okay. Okay, I guess, yeah, it's this place. So I was trying to. The base length should be 3. What I wanted to change was that instead of winning 3 times, I can only win once and I need to go to the next one. But I guess I didn't need to implement that yet. So even with this, I don't need to. If I wanted to win 3 times, I just do it divided by 3. But since I don't have it, so I just have to win once and would go to the next picture. So let's try it and see. Hopefully it works. So box, star, box. Good. Box, star, triangle, circle. Box, star, triangle, circle. Good. Circle, box, star, circle, triangle, box. Oh wow. Circle, box, star, circle, triangle. Oh no, I've lost. Circle, box, circle, box, triangle. Circle, box, triangle. Okay. Okay, now it's getting too long. Box, star, triangle, circle, triangle, circle. Box, star, circle, triangle, circle. Oh no. So if I lose, it should go back to, let's see. Yeah, I can't memorize this. Okay, it's long. Oh no, I've lost. I've lost. But yeah, it's this is basically what we wanted to achieve. So after each and every win, it should increase the difficulty of the game a bit, and you know, based on your skill, we'll see where you're able to reach, and that will be your high score. Okay, so this is good. So in the next video, we'll focus more on trying to put it back to, instead of just 1 win, it should be 3 wins, and then we will move it to when you lose all your lives, everything goes back to the beginning. Everything resets, and you lose your streak. So thank you all so much for watching, and apologies again for taking so long with this video. I had so many things to do, and as if you're going into YouTube, you have to really focus and find ways to always make your videos to be better than those that are out there. And I will continue to strive to do so. Okay, and I'll see you guys next time.